Let's talk Mountain West. Boise State at Fresno State. I have a picture of Logan Fife up there. So, or no, that's Mikey Keene. No, that's Logan Fife. That's on me. Whatever. Quarterback situation with Boise State. You want to talk
Also
about
interesting. Yeah, I'll talk about it. So we got our guy Taylor Green, who we talked about at the beginning of the year, was going to be a dynamic player for Boise State. Has been in our lineup a little bit of injuries, a little bit of benching. Has been kind of inconsistent. Boise State in general has been inconsistent as a typical team that is the class of the Mountain West, and they have really disappointed, especially in out of conference. Right, they started 1-3, in out of conference, lost some games maybe they shouldn't have, or close games, whatever it may be. But they've gotten the conference play and they've really hit their stride, especially last week, beating Wyoming, coming home after just a brutal, devastating loss at Colorado State. They get it done last week in dominating fashion at home against Wyoming. And Maddox Madsen, right? Mad Max is a nickname the Broncos fan base has given him so far. He's come on, and they've kind of they split carries, they run two quarterback system for a couple weeks now. And then he came in, Taylor Green fumbled, and he came in and he kind of took over. And I expect him to get most of the snaps, if not be the outright starter in that game. He is the leader of the offense now. Taylor Green,
you're looking at the head of the Taylor Green fan club.
Yeah, you were pounding the table for him. And now he can go transfer somewhere else. He can stick there, fight it out at Boise State. Regardless, though, the O-line is playing great. That running back room is deep. The defense is improving. Well, maybe improved 1 week. I don't know how good they've been all year. They have not been good.
They've been terrible.
But
dude, Boise State fans, y'all were calling for Spencer Danielson to be fired earlier this season. Well, especially after the Colorado State game. I mean, that was yikes. Yikes.
What could happen in 1 week? You get a nice win against a rival Wyoming, and here we are.
Well, they had a bye. They had a bye going into the Wyoming game, which was nice. Good little reset. With that being said, give me Fresno State in the points. Because now, granted, I have a picture of Logan Fife up if you're watching on YouTube, but Mikey Keene, number 1. He played really well last week, I thought. Now, granted, they've been the benefactor of a lot of turnovers. In fact, they lead the country in turnover margin this year. And that's not necessarily a credit to Mikey Keene because he's been careless with the football at times. But I just think they're a much better team. This Boise State team, like that Wyoming team, is not meant to throw the ball. They stack the box. You stop Whaley. You stop that ground game. Like, a Wyoming team is never going to be built to throw the football. Even with Josh Allen, they were not built to throw the football because you can't. Like, in November in Laramie, you're not going to be able to throw the football effectively. We've seen that. Mikey King couldn't do it in September or October, whenever they played. It was October. I don't think that Wyoming offense is very good. I think we're starting to see more what that Wyoming team actually looks like. Now, granted, Fresno State lost to that Wyoming team, but I don't think that this is a necessary improvement. I think Boise State fans, after this game and after the Air Force game, are still going to be calling for Spencer Danielson's name. Yeah, I mean, Ashton Gianti is also injured, likely out for this game. Shouldn't miss too much time, though. But George Holani coming back at a really good time. The fact that he played after having 0 snaps since week 1 and just coming in having 20 carries like that when they needed him was pretty valuable. I don't know that he looked exactly like himself, but he's still a really good running back. I mean, he's probably still one of the better running backs in the entire Mountain West, right? Like, if not the best when healthy, even without Ashton Gianti. So, yeah, but give me Fresno State. I know where you're going to go with this, though.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos, man. I think they're catching fire at the right time. I've seen Fresno State play. They just haven't impressed me. They have not impressed me, even in their wins. They continue to get it done, but at the same time, like, it's gonna catch up to them at some point. And I think this is the time it does. Eric McAllister, dog, really, really good player. I think we know that. He's a wide receiver for Boise State there. I do think it helps to be at Fresno State. Bulldog Stadium, it's actually a pretty electric atmosphere there. I'm sure it'll be rocking this week. But I think Boise State's gonna catch fire here. I think, like I said, the running game. I think Taylor Green, you're gonna miss his explosiveness in the running game, but down to down consistency with the young Mad Max, man. He's been nice to see. He takes care of the football. He spreads the ball around. McAllister, obviously, his main weapon. You mentioned Janty getting hurt. That was huge. He was a bell cow in the run game. He was a nice receiving threat as well. At 30 receptions on the year already. But he mentioned George Holani. We talked about him in the preseason. Holani being a guy come back from injury, a veteran dude who's played really well in Mountain West. That helps to have experience back there. Yeah, I'm all riding this Boise State team to turn around in Mountain West. They can still do everything they want in the Mountain West, right? They have a tough schedule, right? At Fresno State, Air Force finished the year, but they can get it done. I think they can really get it done. And Mad Max has got to do it for him.
Yeah, I don't trust this Boise State team at all. I still don't.
Not yet.
Sorry. I mean,
I'm looking to be ahead of the curve.
Yeah, maybe you are. Maybe you are. Who knows?
I do think it's interesting. Like, this line is only 3. Like, neutral side, it's a pick 'em. Right. And I think Boise State, I think it's hard to calibrate for the Mad Max effect, right? Madison or Madison, right? So who knows? I
guess. I mean, I don't know. I think this Fresno State team is way more talented than this Boise State team. Like, across the board, they are more talented. Now, granted, Boise State's still in the Mountain West race. They could still compete. I mean, if they win this game, then I believe they're in second place in the Mountain West.
Well, they're already tied for second right now, right? Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Fresno
It
State.
is well, Fresno State, UNLV's up there. It's those 3 tied for second. Technically, Fresno State has the,
tiebreaker over UNLV.
Tiebreaker over UNLV, but with 3-way tie, they're all up there, all 1 losses, trying to catch Air Force.
Yeah, no.
I do think the total's an interesting play here. I think both these offenses could put up some points. 55. It's a higher line.
It's not going on Dawson's Diner. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not. Well, I know you like the unders this year, anyways, but
I do like the unders.
I think
they
both
were not
these
good to me last
quarterbacks
week, though.
can get it done.